listeners, readers. We are here today at the Washington State Convention with Victor Mueller from West Seattle. He's been very active in the community of making sure that there's a lot of truth out there. And I would love to, Victor, can you tell us what you've been doing for the last bunch of years in bringing people to the truth?
Well, it's interesting and ironic that I'm here because I never intended to be here. I never would have thought I would have been here. When the whole COVID thing happened, I thought, gosh, I should go to Texas or Florida or Idaho or Montana. And then I was looking around Alki Beach area, how beautiful it is, and I was thinking, it's too bad that this is such a beautiful, beautiful state that we live in with so much that it's beautiful out there, it's perfect out there, but it's this political climate that it's a cancer in the state, and that is what's causing the problem, is the political climate. I truly believe, we all want to be happy and free, and we get divided by the media and big corporations and such. So I thought, well, God, what are the chances that I should stay here and defend Washington State and try to create a winning scenario? And I didn't intend on being here, but here I am. And I think there are other people that feel that way too. They're here. We never, ever thought that we would be here. And, we talk about, I have friends that are on the spectrum of thinking that our votes don't count. Well, every day what we do, we are voting that way. Just by us showing up here, we are voting that way. It's not like a ballot. And if enough people vote one way or the other, whether it's I don't want to go to a fast food restaurant, so I'm not going to spend money there. I'm going to go to a healthy place to eat. That's a vote. That's a vote with our money. Us showing up. The ballot boxes, they may be corrupt, and we've got to fix those. But if enough people show up and vote, or show up at school boards and such, we're voting that way. We're creating change that way. It doesn't have to be that ballot in a box necessarily. In fact, all this other stuff makes a bigger difference and a more profound difference than the ballot box.
Who are some of the people that you've had at your house? Because you've had some of the big dogs. You've had some of the big players at your house.
Semi Bird's been to my place, and what's great about Semi Bird is, other candidates probably wouldn't spend that much time, but Semi Bird, he didn't want to leave. He stayed and was answering questions, even though he needed to be on the road late at night to go clear across the state. That guy's been all over the place. There's wonderful people like Victoria Palmer that's been there. She's been such a patriot and a warrior for peace and harmony and freedom. Jolie Lansdowne. I can't name all the people, and I knew how important that was for people to have the ability to come together in spite of tragedy. And the ironic thing is that COVID thing was a horrible, horrible thing all the way around, every single part of it. But it brought us all together. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. And so we persevered in calamity, under bad circumstances. So if we can make it through that, what else can we make it through? It just makes us stronger too. It's like putting steel in the fire and heating it up, and then putting it in the cold, and then cooling it off, and then putting it back in the heat again. That made us stronger in spite of all this. And I think a lot of the people that are here weren't necessarily interested or intended, like I said earlier, to be at a place like this, but we have been put through the fire, and this is where we've ended up, which I hope this is the beginning of the new new Washington, new America. Make America great again. Make Washington great again. Really, seriously, because it's the direction that it's been heading. In the last 4 years especially, is like lunacy. The what's that movie? Idiocracy. First time I watched it, I hate it. I've seen it probably 6 times, and it's like that's what this is becoming. It's absolute insanity. Idiocracy. If you haven't seen the movie Idiocracy yet, watch it. You'll hate it the first time you watch it, but watch it subsequently, and
There's too much truth in that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, now that we're going to be are you going to be having candidates come into your house?
Sure.
Because you've had journalists, you've had people running for office. Are you going to keep having people come to your place over in West
I keep
Alki?
thinking like, oh, when is this going to end? And then every time I have it, it's like, I'm so happy. I always get something out of it. Even when it's small, even when it's like 6 or 8 people, it's great. And when it's big, it's even better. And when there's a topic that I put out in an email, it ends up being a very large crowd. So, yeah.
I think my favorite part about your location is that you have people from across the spectrum. And this was the first time that I started seeing the cross between people who are left and right and middle and don't know and don't care to activated into we really give a rip. Mm-hmm. And we love being around people who have a diversity of opinion. And I think the thing that we all, as we walk through the front entrance of Victor's house, his little beach house in West Alki, in the middle of West Seattle, to the west of West Seattle, is that he's got a what are the flags you've got on your front?
Oh, I had a "Don't Tread on Me" flag, and then a peacetime American flag. Yeah.
So you have to walk through the gates of freedom.
Yes.
To get to Victor's place.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I've got over 300 people on my email list, and there's a lot more people than those 300 people. But there's 20 some odd delegates here that have been to my house and affiliated with other groups that have been affiliated with me. And I'm not bragging or saying that's because of me, but that's the fresh new perspective, and these people never intended on doing this, but here we are. Yeah. So, gosh, I mean, seeing what's happening here, I hope more people stand up or become part, not even stand up, not even fight, but become part of something great, and can have hope and faith that things are going to turn out great, and they really truly can. I mean, we're in a new American revolution here. We really are.